And I think we're live. So welcome to the first kind of Raw Sport interview that we've got. We had a thanks for tuning in, people who from Warwick, from if you're listening to Raw 12:51 a.m., maybe you're a West Brom fan. If you're tuning in and you haven't really seen what we do before, well, we try in this kind of weird situation, we're trying to bring together interviews. And so today we're very grateful and thankful to have West Brom defender Nathan Ferguson join us. Nathan, how are you, mate?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, actually. How have you found this kind of quarantine, lockdown, self-isolation situation? How have you found it?
It's been good. Slightly a blessing in disguise as I've been injured for
Hmm.
for a couple of months. So I've just been trying to get back to where I was.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, with your injury, does that mean you're kind of doing like not really rehab, but you're trying to do as much as you can at home? Is that what it's kind of
Yeah.
been like?
Yeah. I'll be able to do weight bearing next week, but right now it's more stuff non-weighted like squats and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And do you get like, does the club? I'm assuming you're in touch with the coaches pretty much throughout this time. So does the medical staff kind of like send you a message or send you like stuff that you should be doing and just to help, help the recovery while they can't get to you, obviously.
Yeah, we've been appointed. I've been appointed to one physio, and we keep in contact every day just to check up on how I'm doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, we see on like social media, like certain clubs like Liverpool do these like massive Zoom sessions and whatever. West
Yeah.
Brom similar. Like, do you guys kind of keep in touch, like a big
Yeah.
WhatsApp or Zoom or whatever?
Yeah, it's important at the end of because especially because the season isn't actually finished yet. So we have to
Hmm.
stay together as a team, don't we? And that's
Yeah,
the best way to do it.
it's weird though, because like you see all the stuff like, oh, the championship season would have finished last weekend or whatever. Um, so that's like, so it's weird to think that now it's like it's a bit on, it's on hold and stuff. Um, oh, I'm just looking at the kind of, do you, what does your kind of daily routine look like right now? Like, what is it like? Do you kind of now just have to, do you kind of like wake up, do work, like certain physical work at a certain time, and then is the rest of the day like free? Like, how does it work?
I'd wake up and I would my physio would then check in on me, see how my knees going.
Yeah.
Then he would set a certain training regime, and once I've done that, it's pretty much the rest of the day to myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you done the whole thing about learning a new skill, like off the field, like cooking or like learning
Yeah,
an instrument or
yeah.
anything like that?
I'm cooking a bit now. Like I've got a lot of time on my hands, so I've been cooking a lot. I feel like I'm getting better. I'm getting better at my
What's
skills.
what's like the go-to dish? Like if someone was to come around to your house and like you had to cook for them, what would you cook? Like what's the big thing?
Um, it would probably be sweet and sour chicken and rice. Probably.
Nice.
Oh yeah. More time for that.
Nice, nice. And like are you kind of what kind of music are you listening to? Are you watching movies? Like what's um what how else are you spending it?
I've just finished watching the Michael Jordan documentary actually,
Oh, The
which
Last
is
Stand.
I do recommend it. It is good. It's very good. It hasn't actually
Um,
finished, but I've got to where you can get to, if you know what I mean. I think it's every week, weekly
mm.
episodes.
Are you a big fan of the
So
NBA?
I'm not a massive fan, but I enjoy watching like highlights and stuff like that. The documentaries I really like watching, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
basketball documentaries I enjoy watching. Yeah.
So when you're like, and I'm gonna, by the way, just put up, if people are watching, first of all, welcome, and also just send your questions and comment along the stream, and we'll try and answer as many questions we can. What kind of sports do you, in your off the field, do you kind of watch then? And like, is it weird that they're also kind of in the same boat, like kind of stuck at the moment?
Say that again, sorry.
What kind of other sports do you watch, like in your off time? Do you watch any other ones, or just is it mainly just football?
Oh, um, it's mainly football, yeah, pretty much. I do like watching boxing, but that's more like a certain fight would come around every how long, wouldn't it? But I do enjoy watching
Mm.
boxing. Otherwise, it's mainly just football I like watching. Yeah.
Who do you obviously if I had to give you Fury, Wilder, Joshua, who's your guy? Who are you picking?
Me personally, I'm going Fury because I
Really?
think he's good to be fair. He talks a lot. He can back it though. He can he can back his talk.
Mate, he's like he doesn't go for like he's got it like in his mentally like he knows how to get into their head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Um oh man, I'm just having a look and seeing if people are watching. So yeah, just send in questions. Um So I don't know. I just want to talk about first of all, like this season's been. I mean, it's gone as well as you would have thought. I imagine. Like I don't know what you thought preseason if you were hoping to play a few games here or there, but you've played 21 championship games. Like that's a decent total considering like this is you haven't really gone out alone or anything like that. It's pretty good.
Say it again, sorry.
You've played 21 league games this season.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty good for your first because you haven't gone on loan or anything. Like this is your first kind of taste of first team
Yeah.
football. So that's
Yeah, it is.
pretty like that's probably gone as well as you'd hoped, surely at the start of the season.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't expect to obviously play as many games as I have. I only expected to maybe train here and there, maybe be on the
Mhm.
bench a couple of times, but to actually be involved with a team that's doing so well in the championship as well. It's been a good experience for sure.
Yeah, and someone's actually just asked, we've got Dan Ralph, how has Slaven Village helped your development? I mean, we can talk. I mean, this is here. He was appointed at the start of this season, so this is the first time you kind of got to know him and stuff. Obviously, we've seen his Croatia teams and his West Ham team. So what's he like? What is he like as a? Is he like kind of a guy who can like you can talk to at any moment? And also
Yeah,
it can give you a bollocking as well. Like, what's he like?
yeah, exactly. It's obviously I like Slav, and as a manager in general, you can speak to him at any moment. But it's hard not to like him. Like maybe off the when you're watching on TV, maybe he can be seen as quite stern and push forward, but he's actually like a good manager, and he you can see where we are now. Obviously, he knows what he's doing, and he knows how to make players actually play better.
Yeah, is he quite hands on the training ground, or is he kind of one of those that kind of lets his coaches do their thing and then just every
Nah,
now and then has a word?
you wouldn't see him doing what maybe like I don't know, like the Zidane will be doing and joining into sessions, but you'll see
Mm.
he is on the pitch and he is leading and he's telling people what he wants his philosophy to be and he what he wants pretty much the rest of the championship to know his philosophy.
Yeah. Has there been any team talk that kind of like have stood out? Like you're down at halftime and then he just comes in and just kind of G's you up. Is there any moments like that that you like stand out?
Yeah, I think the weirdest team talk I've probably been with him is when I don't remember what I forgot what game it was, but we were winning 1-0 or it was 2-0 at halftime. And obviously we were settled. I've come in all like pretty happy, satisfied with the half. And he's
Yeah,
come in and he started like not shouting, but just like, no, like better. We need more, we need more. To be fair, we're winning 2-0, but we missed a couple of chances which we should have put away. And I think that's what I was annoyed about. So it's one of them ones when even when you're doing well, he kind of wants more from you. And I
yeah.
respect that to be fair. Yeah.
And you know, working with him, was it like an easy transition or was it kind of pretty seamless? Like he knew what he wanted and it was quite easy to get on with.
Say that again, sorry.
Sorry. Was it an easy transition to working with him? Like, and when he first came in, was it easy to kind of get around his ideas and stuff?
Yeah, I used to watch him at when he was at West Ham, like
Hmm.
when he was with the players such as Payet and stuff like that. So I already kind of knew what he wanted. I wasn't sure if he was going to change his style when he came to West Brom, but he kept the exact same style, and that was wanting to play football. And he made it clear that he wants to play football. at any moment we have to try and play, and that's what we've shown this season.
Yeah. Now I'm just gonna go transition a bit to when you were like in the academy. So obviously, like West Brom, you got a lot of you guys have come from the academy around the same time. Am I right? Like you, Raheem Harper, John Lecco, Carl Edwards. You've all come around roughly the same time. So is it quite?
Yeah.
It's quite. It must be quite cool to think like we're all like been given a chance in the same team playing. Most of us playing together for the 90 minutes. It must be a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, this is probably if any season, this was probably the one season I'd want to be inside the first team, as this it feels like the first time where we're all there, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
um, I'm probably closest with probably Iraq, if anyone, because we used to play obviously with each other when at the younger ages because he's only 1 year older than me, so we used to
Mhm.
play closest. I don't really play with Kyle as much because he's pretty much older and obviously so good. So obviously, like he used to play up anyway, so I never really get a chance to play with him as much when I was younger. But yeah, it's mainly back. Same with Lico, to be fair, him and Lico and Kyle are pretty much the same.
Yeah. Dan sent in another question, which is one I was about to ask as well. Who was your footballing idol growing up? So did you kind of were you one of those guys that kind of played as an attacker first and then decided to play defense, or were you always a defender?
No, I was always a defender. I like
Yeah.
had moments when I like did CDM for like tournaments and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
always like a just all the way around the back, just played me pretty much everywhere. Um, I my idol was is Paolo Maldini.
Mm.
I had to do an assignment on him when I was about maybe like 11 or something like that. Like, and ever since then, I've just been watching him, and I found out, yeah, he's good to be honest. I've just been my idol ever since, really.
I mean, those Milan teams with like him and Nesta and like they had such a great team.
Yeah, defensive masterclass for sure. It was defensive masterclass every time.
Yeah. What's your first kind of memory of football? Like, what's your first? Because, like, for me, right, and I'll give you some time. For me, it's like the Zidane headbutt in the World Cup final. For me, that was that one thing that went, oh my God, this is what football's about. Like, not that the headbutt was, but like, it was that big thing that kind of got
Yeah,
me hooked
yeah.
onto the game.
Mine would, I would, you didn't even just give me time really because mine would have to be the 5-5. I was born in that game, and when West Brom drew 5-5 with Man U, and I
Yeah,
think it
yeah,
was
yeah.
Alex Ferguson's, was it his last season? I
Yeah,
forgot it was his last season last year
I
also.
think so. It was his final game. Yeah.
Yeah, final game, and they were beating us. I remember we were ball and I was just happy to watch Man U because I support Man U, so I was happy just to watch them. And when I was watching, and I think we were using maybe like 4-0, 3-0, something like that. And then I remember Lukaku, I think he came on and he absolutely,
Yeah.
he did, yeah, it was mad. And then we drew 5-5. When we drew 5-5, I was thinking, yeah, this is serious. This is football. This is what football's about, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the worst games to play as a defender because like you're letting in goals left, right, and center. But like for like entertainment, yeah, it's definitely up there.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
do you what I mean when you're playing, is that I mean obviously you'd prefer to keep a clean sheet, but like if it was a choice between scoring a goal, uh, and keeping a clean sheet, which one would you prefer? I'm guessing I know which one it is, but.
It is to obviously to score because the feeling when you score is
Yeah, yeah,
is you can't change that. Like you can't change that. But if you're talking about blocking the goal, like blocking it off the line,
yeah,
that's a good feeling as well. When you do something like that, and everyone's tap you on the back or whatever, you just know you've done well. It is a good feeling as well. So, but it would be a goal because let's be honest, goals change games, isn't it? So
yeah. So what was it? I think it was QPR, wasn't it, this season where you scored from distance? What was that like?
yeah,
Because I mean, long range goals are always a great way to start. Like get your first goal, and like that one, it was 0-0, wasn't it? So you needed that one as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Yeah, QPR were on a good run in that game as well. And
Hmm.
we were both playing well, but it was just like I guess it was just a moment, and I drove through, and once I drove through, I just saw a little gap and I thought might as well have a shot. Had the shot and it just went in. So
Yeah.
it's
And
all
I
good.
mean, it was the feeling must be have been like amazing.
Yeah, what's better was I was in front of the West Brom fans, so I got to celebrate with them. And yeah, it was great. Like I couldn't, it was surreal. I couldn't explain it really.
Oh, Dan keeps sending in questions. He's asked you to pick between Alexander-Arnold, Wan-Bissaka, or Reece James. I mean, look, this is like the best time to be in England defender though, isn't it? It feels
Yeah,
like that 'cause
yeah,
there's so
yeah.
many that are coming through, and you can't go wrong with
Yes.
any of them.
No, the thing is, it's not biased. What I'm about to say it is biased,
Go
but it's not
on.
biased.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka is like a ridiculous defender. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Mm.
Like I'm telling you, no one can take that guy down the line. That's just a visual. Like no one can take him down the line.
He's a
But
lot
then
strong.
Trent, he,
Yeah, Trent's insane.
he's sick though. It's hard. It's hard. He makes right back like playing right back look like mad fun. If you know what I mean? Like when he
Mm.
plays it, you'd think yeah, that's he's playing wing or something like he's playing up front or something. Like that. So you'd have to go Trent though because he's arguably the best right back right now. Maybe the world, maybe probably is. Yeah.
And when you look at Alexander Arnold, because he's so good at the ball when he's like he's pinging balls like to Robertson and whatever.
Yeah.
Do you then take it on board and go, oh, I need to like improve my passing skills? Do you look at that and try to take stuff from his game to improve yourself as
Yeah,
well?
yeah. I watch everyone's game though. Like I'd be watching Trent a lot. I'd be watching Wan-Bissaka a lot. I'll be watching midfielders. Like everyone, I just like analyzing people's performance because there's certain moments that you like certain aspects that you can put into your own game if you know what I mean. And those aspects they can actually enhance your game as well.
Yeah, who's the has there been an opponent this season where you've one, they've been really tough, and two, have you kind of gone like taken a few things away from when went up against them?
Um, no
I
person
read
I
there's
think
a
was
lot.
like too much for me. If you know what I mean? Like I don't think there was
Mm,
no one that was too much. Like probably the
mm.
best player though, in all fairness, is probably I forgot his name though. He was sick though. He was the Brentford winger, the Brentford right winger, but I forgot his name.
Hang on, I'm gonna have
He
a
was good. He was good to be fair. He was quite good. But the whole team was good, so that's probably why he's so good. But he was good when I was playing against him though.
yeah. And obviously, like I mean, what about with the England team? Because you obviously got capped for the England under 20s. I mean, that must have been really cool. Um, and there must have been like so much talent all across the pitch.
Yeah, I've been with the Eng about 17, I think. Yeah,
Mm.
17 or 18. I got my first cap for England, like a youth team anyway, and it's good because obviously I know some of the players, so like we growing up a bit together, I guess. So it's good.
Yeah.
Like we all kind of made our appearances around the same time as well, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just having a look. You did the Euros, the under 19 Euros, like was it 2 years ago? I think.
Say
I'm
that
having a
again.
look.
What did?
You did the European Championships under 18 Euros for
Yeah, the
England.
year was yeah, yeah, yeah.
What was that? What was that like representing England at a? I mean, obviously under 19s, under 18s, but still representing England at a big tournament.
Yeah, it was the older age, and 'cause I don't think my age got to experience it. But
Mm.
the it was a good experience. Like I only played like one game, and it was against France, so we got like that France team was good to be honest. We got moved to like we got yeah, they were very good. I can put it that way. And well, it was a good experience though. Like out in Finland, I think it was. Yeah, it was in Finland. It's just unfortunate we couldn't obviously qualify for the World Cup because that would have also been a good experience as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at the people who played Erling Haaland. I don't think anyone could have seen him coming.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Everyone played in that one. To be fair, because everyone wanted to go to the World Cup, didn't they?
yeah. I think he got the
So
golden boot or something, which is, I mean, like you look at him now and He's so
He's
good.
yeah, he's ridiculous now. To be honest, he's very good now.
Yeah. Going back to, are there, what's the best piece of advice you've been given as a player throughout your, like from anyone? What's the best piece of advice you've been given?
Say that again, sorry.
The best piece of advice you've been given by a coach, maybe a senior pro in the dressing room.
Um, if it's a if it's if you're Christian, I'd say if you do your best, God will do the rest. That's what my family go by. It's just if you do
Mm,
what
yeah,
you like, if you do what you can, like it's just up to him now, isn't it? Just to do the rest of it. If you're not a Christian, it'll be that I got it off some of the players is that if you get hit, like make sure you get back up or stay
yeah,
focused and determined, like tunnel vision, basically.
yeah. And obviously at West Brom, I mean, a lot of you guys are youngsters, but you also got like Chris Brunt, you've got Jake Livermore, you've got some guys who've been there and done the business. Like they know what they've played in Premier League. They've done a lot of things in their career. Do you lean on them for advice as well, like throughout the season while you've been kind of navigating your first team season?
Yeah, the older players are very important in any team, to be honest, but especially in this team right now, they're very important. Even if they're not, for example, playing, the fact that you're around them and they speak to you because they've experienced it all is just motivating and it motivates you to want to do better training. Everyone knows how you play in training is how you perform in the game.
Yeah, yeah. Gareth Barry's there as well. 'Cause he's been playing for ages. It's so weird.
Yeah, 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 he's good.
Um,
He's so good.
what's been oh, I've got a question here. Joe, was the suspension of the season harder to take because West Brom was 6 points clear at the time? Well, we can. I mean, yeah. What was it like to you guys are obviously pretty much up there for promotion, and with a few games left to go, you guys are in a good position. What is it like to now have to kind of first of all wait it out and see if we're gonna get to finish those games, which hopefully we will be, and then yeah, when you're on such a good run as well.
It's tough because obviously I have full confidence that we had a very good chance of getting promoted this season.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, obviously it's a tough experience because there's only about maybe 9 more games left,
Yeah,
and we're basically so close. So yeah, it's an unfortunate time right now, but we have to just sit and wait and see what happens next.
and I bet you guys are glad that they've not made the decision yet, right? That they're still hoping to play it out, rather than just make a decision now, like we've seen in other leagues as well.
Yeah, I'm happy they've tried to wait it out. I'm trying to just see, hopefully they give it maybe a next month or so just to see what's going on because as a West Brom player and as a West Brom fan, like I want to see West Brom back in where they like belong. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, definitely a rough time. And I think what the Bundesliga news, I think, do you look at the Bundesliga news and think, oh, there's a bit of hope that we might get to play through this?
Pardon?
Do you see the Bundesliga like that they're coming back, and do you think, oh, there's a chance then that we might come back? Like, there's a bit of hope there.
Yeah, it gives us a slight more hope that we can come back. I feel like if the Bundesliga can do, obviously the rate in the Bundesliga, what I've heard and researched is obviously lower.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if
yeah.
obviously in Germany, if it can happen, I hope so. But it can also happen in England.
Yeah, we've got a question from Evan Ball. Thanks, Evan, for sending that in. Who's the most gifted player at West Brom? Ooh,
Who's the
um,
most what?
gifted player at West Brom.
Oh, it has to be Matthias. If do you know Matthias? You know Matthias, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's been
Yeah,
amazing for you guys.
yeah. It's that simple. Like he's to play with him. It's if he's in training, oh my, that's a problem. But in games, everyone sees like he's just a gifted player.
He
Yeah,
makes
he's
it
just
look like it's easy. Like he kind of glides around the pitch, and like like the footwork is unreal.
Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't look like he's trying, but he just
Yeah,
just makes it look easy. He can put it that way.
yeah. I'm just gonna see what else have we got. But yeah, Matthias has done very well for you guys. And obviously yourself having been a crucial part of this team as they get towards promotion. What um what are you would you be excited to kind of take on, like, who's kind of you're looking at? I mean, you look at the Premier League right now. I imagine you're thinking like, yeah, you obviously want to be a part of it and like put and give yourself that challenge, surely.
What? Say that again. Sorry, just the last bit.
You look at you guys are so close to promotion, and I imagine as a young player, you want to test yourself at the top level. So I imagine you're looking forward to hopefully playing out the season and then going to the Premier League and testing yourself against the world's best wingers and attackers and all them.
Yeah, yeah. As an English player, it's any English player's dream to play the Premier League.
Mm.
That's what you dream about. That's what you wish for. So to actually be able to hopefully get the chance to actually be in the Premier League, maybe play in the Premier League, yeah, it's surreal for sure.
Yeah. And now just trying to think about what you kind of, because you're only like 19, so there's obviously loads of time for you to achieve so much in the game. If I had to say you're going to win either the Champions League or the World Cup during your career, which one are you going to pick? It's tough. It's
Oh,
tough, isn't
nah,
it?
it'd be the World Cup, I think. But if I'm involved,
Yeah, you're playing like you're
I'm
regular, your
playing.
first team. Yeah.
If I'm in the starting 11 in that final and we win the World Cup, yeah, it would have to be the World Cup because you're basically like a legend for your country, especially England as well, because we haven't won it in so long. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it'd
Where
probably be the World Cup.
I mean, I imagine you were like at pubs and stuff watching the 2018 World Cup. Like, what was that? Like, as a fan, what was it like for you to just watch those like guys go so close?
It's motivational. It's definitely motivational. The fact that Trent went at such a young age was motivational enough
Mm.
as well. But to watch the team and they done so well, to be fair to them, yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely looking forward to the next one. So,
yeah, we've got. I mean, Evan, we kind of talked about this, but maybe he's just tuned in. How did it feel to score that goal against QPR earlier in the season?
yeah, there's no other feeling like that can describe that can match. There's no other feeling that can match that feeling. Like once it hits the back of the net, you hear everyone cheering. It's just a surreal experience, and it's you don't really want to change it. It's nothing you want to be changed.
And because it was from distance, have you ever been tempted in a game where you get the ball from distance? Are you ever tempted to have a crack and try and get another one because the first one went so well?
Yeah, yeah. There's loads. There's loads of. I've had loads of moments when I just try it. I'll just shoot from like if I feel like no one's pressing me and I have a lot of time and space, I will try and shoot. Like it doesn't really matter if anyone's moaning at me or anything. Like I just feel like you never
Even
know
if
because if you score, no one says anything. But if you miss, obviously everyone's on to you. But
even if like
if you
Matthias is like next to you going like don't shoot, don't shoot.
Now, to be fair, if I see Matthias, I will. I'm not gonna lie. I'll pass to him. If I'm there, I'll reverse it to Matthias because I know like when he shoots, for some reason it actually does actually go in. Like it's just weird. Like so, yeah. I trust him to do his thing.
Yeah. We've got another question from Joe, who's asked, as someone who's been at the club since long before the relegation, so when West Brom were in the Premier League last time, how different is the atmosphere from when you guys were relegated?
It's been massively different because I've been there for so long. Like well, it was when we were in the Prem before. I used to ball boy a lot of the games, so I know like what our players, what our team can do, and where we should actually be. And obviously as a biased opinion, I believe that West Brom should be in the Premier League because they are a Premier League club.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they've got
Yeah,
the facilities, they've got the fans. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
You said, I mean, you've been at West Brom in a while. Did you ever get a chance to interact with any of the other managers, or has it just been Slaven that you've been
Say it
actually
again,
able to
sorry.
talk? Because West Brom have gone through so many managers. Like, have you ever had a chance to interact with them, or has it just been Slav that has been the only one that you've really got a chance to talk to?
Um, I, oddly enough, I actually have had small talks with each of well, from Pulis. So Tony Pulis, I had he was the first person that allowed me to train with the first team as on the
Oh wow.
first year. So that was good. I was with him for like maybe a few, but then obviously moved on for then Pardew to come in. Pardew was the one that offered me my first contract.
Hmm.
So then obviously Pardew then actually moved on for Moro. Everyone knows Moro, Darren Moore.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then obviously staying and I was close with Darren Moore, especially because he was 23's manager when I was
yeah.
playing in 23s quite a lot at that moment. And then we got Slaven, obviously that's coming now, and he's making us fly.
What's it like when Tony Pulis tells you, "Oh, you can come train with us"? Like, it must be huge because like that's when you get the sense they believe in you for the first team and stuff.
Yeah, I knew Tony P used to be quite a like it's hard to impress,
Yeah.
like a hard to impress kind of guy. So the fact that he um when I was younger, I just saw it as me being chosen. Like I just got chose to go train with the
Mm.
first team. So due to me being so young, and I just thought, yeah, this is a great experience. I was pretty pleased with myself, especially because Pulis is the manager and he's pretty hard to please.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got a question from Joe. You made your first championship start against Forest on the opening day. How long before the game did you know you'd be starting? Uh, yeah, we'll answer that part first, and then we'll get to the second part. But how long when did Slavin tell you that you were going to start the first game of the season?
The night before,
Okay.
no, then yeah, the night before, just before the meeting. Yeah,
Okay.
he asked me if I was feeling okay because I was traveling, so I knew I was gonna be on the bench. And he asked me if I was feeling okay, and I said, yeah, I'm feeling good, I guess. And he then in the meeting, he then put me in the starting 11. And yeah, it was a at first it was a bit like it's a bit of butterflies, but then when I slept on it, I woke up in the morning, I felt good and I was ready to go, to be honest.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
get to the second part of the question, which was, how does it feel for Slavin to trust you as a young player, to have that faith in you?
Yeah, for Slaven to give me a chance to actually prove myself and show what I'm actually about, it means a lot, especially because I might not have been ready, obviously, but you never know. I might not be ready now, if you know what I mean. But he gave me the chance to show that I was ready. But obviously, other managers have come and they haven't given me my opportunity, obviously. But Slaven decided to, and so I do cherish, obviously, what he gave me.
What's Julian Dix like? Because he's quite a well, he was during his playing days, he was quite a character. So what's he like as a coach?
Um, he's, I like Julian to be fair because he's like a quite an old school kind of guy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
And I feel like my playing style, defensively anyway, my defensive playing style is pretty old fashioned. Like
mm.
it's more just like if I tackle hard and I run, stuff like that. And I think that's what he likes. So me and him do get along a lot, and we do have a lot of one-to-one sessions because I am still trying to enhance on my crossing, and he was a brilliant crosser. So the
Yeah,
fact that he was with me helped me out both feet crossing. So I was trying to work with my left foot and right foot crossing,
mm.
and it was great. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously you've played kind of all along the back line this season. Like you've played at right back, you've played at left back, and obviously you play centre back as well. Is it is it hard to transition between them, like in terms of like your mindset, or is it pretty easy and seamless to do it?
it's pretty comfortable. Like it's not too out of the ordinary to play, but like either side, I don't really mind playing.
Mhm.
It just gives me more chance to play in general, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like the
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
positions you can play, the more chance the manager will actually pick you in the squad. So yeah, it's just the fact that I've got a bit of versatility, so which is good. Yeah.
Yeah. Got another question from Evan. He wants to know about Jake Livermore. He goes, "Is Jake Livermore an influential captain on and off the pitch? I think his performances have been brilliant this season."
Yeah,
So,
Jake Livermore's he's the best like captain I've had.
mhm.
As he's off the pitch and on the pitch, like you'll be seeing him start of the game chase someone the whole length of the field just to tackle them, and
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be thinking, yeah, like if he's doing it, it's time for stuff like game now. And then off the pitch, he's so warm. If you know him on a personal level, like I do, like he's a
Mhm.
warming character, and he works hard in training, and he's very vocal. He'll talk if he has to. So he's a great man. He's a great captain. He's a great captain.
Yeah, yeah. Off the field, I mean, what's is there any like player that surprised you that you maybe you didn't know that well, and then off the field they surprised with you how different they were to compared to on the field?
But say it again, sorry.
Has there been a player or a teammate that you didn't know that much about them? You just knew them from the on field, and then you got to know them off the field, and they surprised you, or like they've been like a lot more chill or a lot more different to what you thought.
Mm, Off the field. Oh, maybe Remain. Because Remain's new though, isn't he? Well, he's
Yeah.
new for this season, but it hasn't felt like he's been new. It's hard to explain,
Mhm.
but I didn't feel like how Remain is like as a person off the field. I wouldn't expect him to be like that. But then when you actually watch his game, you will then understand why he's like that because he's quite relaxed. He's like really relaxed. So like you'll be quite surprised. I was quite surprised he's so relaxed. That's what
Yeah, and in terms of teammates, like like in the dressing room, do you guys play a lot of music, or is it kind of just like you got your own music going on?
yeah, we play a lot of music together. Obviously, I have my headphones. There's certain music I want to
Mm.
listen to just to get me ready for the game.
Yeah.
But at the start, yeah, we all listen to the kind of the same music.
What's your go-to song then before game?
My go-to song, um, it's not actually specific. Like depends what I'm feeling, but it could be Drake.
Okay.
Could be just like some any type of rap. To be honest, because I feel like rap just gets
Mm.
me ready for a game. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when in the dressing room, is there any player that has put on a song and you're like, oh, really? Like that song? Like, and there's some that are like, oh, that's a shocker.
To be fair, nah, DJ is good though. Like Carl Bartley, he's our DJ. Like he's there every time without fail.
Yeah.
He's good. Like yeah, he puts a mix on and it will just cater for everyone. Like it's just calm. So it's not really too bad. In the under 23s though, there are some bad ones, but first team, no, right? That's okay. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good.
yeah,
Because
so
I mean, it'd be funny if there was that one player who like puts on, I don't know, some sort of song that just everyone's like, what is that?
say that
um,
again, sorry.
it'd be funny if there was that one player who's just puts on some random song and everyone's a bit like I don't know, Despacito, and everyone's a bit like, what's going on?
Nah, but he not retired. To me, Philippe did it before. To be fair.
Oh
He's got,
wow.
but obviously he's got his taste in music. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys like on the team bus and stuff like that, is there who do you hang out with on the team bus like on a away game?
Be Kyle, um, like Kyle Dava, Lemaine, yeah, pretty much Kyle Dava, Lemaine, Rack, stuff like that, people like that, yeah. Shemi as
Yeah,
well, yeah. I talk to Shemi quite a bit as well. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. And do you guys play like do you guys I mean, like you read stuff about the old days, how people used to play like cards and poker and stuff, like on the team buses. Are there like what are there like poker games going on, like card games going on? Like what's or is it pretty just chilled? Everyone's just on their phones and stuff.
Nah, we play a lot of cards. Like, we usually on our phones, but we do play a lot of cards. Don't worry, there's no like betting or nothing like that involved.
No,
But
I wouldn't think so.
we be we be playing like blackjack and and stuff like that. So it's cool.
Uh, how many Uno games do you win?
Fun.
How many Uno games do you win? Do you win a lot of them?
Me, out of 10, it would have to be about nine, maybe. Like I don't know.
Whoa,
How can
whoa, oh wow. Mate, if anyone's gonna learn anything from this, is that you're amazing at Uno and your music taste. Right, Joe wants to ask a question. Joe, hello.
Hello there. First of all, Nathan, thanks an awful lot for doing this for us. It's an absolutely massive opportunity for us to interview a, let's be honest, future Premier League footballer, irrespective of where you're playing. So thank you. What I wanted to mention is, of course, that this season, West Brom are now 6 points clear of the playoff spots. It looks very likely, touch wood, that you will be promoted to the Premier League next season. One of the main components of the team that has been praised is the defence that you're a part of. Slaven Bilic is like his greatest achievement in the eyes of a lot of the fans is the improvements that he's made to West Brom's defence. How does it feel, as well as being a young player who's been given his big chance for his boyhood club, that you're a part of the most impressive part of the team, if that makes sense? Like, does that make it even more special in addition to this season?
Yeah, it's an honor. Like it's always been an honor to just be able to step on the Hawthorns pitch in general and play in front of so many great fans and play in front of my family. But the fact that I've been doing what I can, so been playing pretty well is even better because it actually, if I'm playing better, that means the back four start playing better. If the back four's playing better, that means midfielders, then the attackers, then that means everyone's playing good. And that's what every team wants, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you have anyone in your family who kind of keeps you grounded from all the praise and stuff that's going on? Like maybe a newspaper's going, "Oh, Nathan Ferguson played amazing," and then is there someone in your family who's like, "Ah, mate, what?" Like someone who just like shoots that down?
Yeah, my mum. Both of them. My mum's quite like she's a very happy person, but my dad he keeps me humble.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with what he does. Like he doesn't really he would praise me, but he doesn't praise me to the extent of me getting too big headed.
Yeah.
So he keeps me motivated, and my mum keeps me humble. So it's a good combination they have going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we met. I think I've mentioned this to you when we were talking about questions to ask, and I was just wondering, like, you see Jadon Sancho at Dortmund, and you see Lookmans at Leipzig. You see some players do well in Germany and overseas. Do you ever, maybe 10 years along the road or however long it is, would you ever consider playing overseas?
You can't necessarily shut anything off because everyone's individual goals are to play at the highest level they can play at, win the most amount of trophies they can win.
Yeah.
Do the most amount of individual things they can do for themselves. So, for example, in maybe like I don't know 10 years or how many years, I end up in Germany. That if I feel like that's the right move, that's the right move, isn't it?
Yeah. I imagine because of your Maldini love, you'd love to play like the San Siro or somewhere like Serie A where defending is like a massive thing over there.
Yeah, I have always wanted to. When I was younger, play in Italy. That's known as the art of defending.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to enhance my defending in general by maybe playing alongside the people who have focused, made a vocal point of defending. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're playing, okay, and this is a random question, so bear with me on this, but when you're playing like FIFA or Football Manager, are you always playing as West Brom?
Yeah, career mode, I use West Brom because I have it feels like more of a connection as I know the players. Like if it's career mode, I'll be playing as West Brom.
Do you start yourself? Do you play every game? Do you start yourself?
That's a
Yeah, I
yes.
do actually.
Yeah.
No fairness though, I did. I had to. At the start, season my play's so bad. I don't know what FIFA's doing. Like my play's really bad. So I started down for
Mm.
like if you know Darnell, I started him like that because his play's quite good. But then eventually, I just trained my player like every day in the career mode, and I started playing him. So
Yeah. What is it? Roman Sawyers is playing as you guys on FIFA, isn't he? In the tournament, in the FIFA tournament, or was it Football Manager?
with
Oh,
me,
yeah, didn't he play as you guys' Football
in
Manager
the
tournament?
yeah, football manager. The thing is, I can't talk to a man about FIFA because he beat me, so it's tough. But
Oh,
um, yeah, no, he's good to be fair. He's good. Like he's only big kid anyway, but he's good to be fair. Football manager. I don't know too much about football manager like that, but I guess like he's good at it. What I've been hearing, so yeah.
you should. Have you ever been tempted to send him a message going, "Are you playing me? Like, are you starting me? Like, just
I've
check
told him.
in."
Yeah, I've told him to play me.
Yeah.
I can say that with chess. Like I don't care. I want to play. I don't really care. I don't care if it's football manager. I want to play.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you mentioned the overseas stuff, like how, like when you're not playing football, when you're off the field, like, because I don't know if you listen to Kevin De Bruyne, he said he doesn't really watch football in his spare time. Are you one of those people who watches a lot of football in your spare time, or you kind of just chilled out and try to do some other stuff?
No, I watch football whenever football's on. Like the weekends is the best times for me. I'll watch every single game.
Yeah.
Like yeah, without fail, every single game. Sunday, every game be watching.
As a fan,
So because
no, go on.
I watching football. Like I just love football, don't I?
As a fan, as a fan from like this season, what is there anything that excited you or impressed you? Something like you didn't really realize, or maybe before the season you didn't realize, like just from watching all these games.
As an outside viewer, I Leicester obviously watching the Premier League a lot. Leicester have proved themselves a lot. I knew Leicester was a good team, but they've done even better than I thought. Same with Wolves to be honest, they're a very good team and they're doing very well for themselves.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I don't know. Joe, do you have a question? You've got your hand up.
I did have one more question. Putting my hand up like I'm back in school.
Yeah, I know. I felt like a teacher. Like you just put me into this weird position where I was like, "Yes, you may talk."
Well, thank you very much. Of course, you've come through the West Brom Academy with an awful lot of players that are still in the senior squad. So the likes of Johnny Lecco, you've talked about, Rehan Tulloch, Raheem Harper, of course, you've already mentioned at length. All you guys have grown up in this same academy. You're in the starting 11 right now, and you've had this absolutely fantastic season. As a group of mates that have known each other for over 10 years, just how excited are you at the prospect of playing Premier League football next year? I mean, obviously the season has to finish first, but you're in such a good position. Just how excited are you at the prospect of playing in the top division of this country?
Well, I'll say the last bit again, sorry, just the last bit.
I mean, it's just the question, like, just how excited are you and the guys that you've literally come through this academy with about playing in the Premier League next season, if it happens?
It's good. Like we're always checking up on each other. Like we got a group chat and that. Like we're always checking up on each other after each game. Like whenever I play, Kyle plays, even Rat plays. Like everyone will be praising. Obviously, we always want each other to do well because that's all we've known since we've been growing up. We've always wanted each other to just do well together.
And yeah, I was gonna say, those some of those guys have done loan spells and stuff. So do you guys just keep in touch on like WhatsApp or something like that while they're like, I don't know, in League One or League Two on a loan spell?
Yeah, I keep in Kane, if you know Kane Wilson, or maybe Fitzy, like that Fitzwater. Like when they were on their loans, I kept in touch with them quite a lot. As as I'm quite close to Kane, so
Yeah.
obviously you want to know how he's doing and stuff like that. You just want to know if he's doing okay, if he's playing, because it's those teams that you go to, you can't really watch their games as much. So
Yeah.
it's more just you kind of have to just ask and see how like their perspective of how the game and stuff like that.
Yeah. Is there? I'm trying to think. Are there any players that have come through? Like, who's the most talented? Is Mate? I mean, we talked about Mateus being one of the most talented players you've played against this in this team. As a youngster, was there a certain player that was like super talented that you thought they'll do big things?
Yeah, when we're younger, it'd have to be Ray, to be fair. Yeah, probably Ray. Yeah, like he's got when we were younger, like well, our best players. I don't think our team because we're quite humble. Like when as our team when we're younger, because we played FE Youth Cup and all together, they kind of know the best players when we're younger. We're probably going to be with Ray, Jamie, Jamie Solar, striker.
Mm-hmm.
Probably maybe like Finazals, people like that. Like they were our best players, for us, like our playmakers. And but to play 1v1 against would be very hard. He's got very good feet to be fair.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask because you were probably around the team when Saido Berahino kind of made that jump. Like, was he kind of the example for you guys of what? Because he was the guy who kind of broke out from the academy, and obviously you guys wanted to follow his footsteps. Was he the one you guys were kind of like trying to emulate in a way, like trying to follow his footsteps?
Yeah, I knew offside though. Like I don't watch football as much as I do now when I was younger, but I knew
Yeah.
Saido was when you think West Brom, you know Saido Berry, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There was a moment like that, and yeah, he was very like when I watched him, he was very good, and because he was so young at the time, obviously it motivated everyone who's underneath him to want to be him,
Yeah.
which is obviously a good thing, and
Yeah.
yeah, he was a very good player to be honest. Yeah.
We've got a question from Evan again. But I mean, Evan, thanks for sending in all these questions. What's been your favorite game at the Hawthorns this season?
The whole Swansea probably. I
I
don't
thought
know how to beat them, but
you were going to say the one you scored in.
when I scored, it wasn't at the Hawthorns. It was at
Okay.
Loftus Road.
Yeah.
yeah. So it'd probably be Swansea because I was just complete. Even though we conceded, I think one goal or maybe two, but we beat him like 5-1 or something. And like to us, I was just domination really, just a good game.
Yeah. I mean, look, this season's you've had a lot of great moments, and I think we're going to wrap it up around about here. But you've had a lot of great moments this season, and hopefully you get to play out the rest of this one. Here's hoping. But thanks to Joe as usual for coming on. Thank you so much, Nathan, for coming on for this hour. So I hope people have enjoyed this. We're going to be back on Saturday, and this will be up on YouTube. So if you missed it, we will try to get up on YouTube as well. And hope to see you on Saturday. But thanks for joining us, and have a good Wednesday. Oh gosh, it's because it's been so long. You forget what day of the week it is. Have a good Wednesday, everyone, and we'll see you in a bit.